Baba Yaga. An obedient boy was sent into the forest to gather fruits before sunset. As he picked fruits, he noticed that the deeper he went, the more fruit he found. Excited, he continued farther into the forest. Soon he came upon a wooden hut standing between the trees. The boy's heart sank. The hut stood on giant chicken legs surrounded by a fence lined with human skulls, whose empty eye sockets glowed in the darkness. Before he could run, the door slowly creaked open. Baba Yaga appeared before him. The boy turned and ran, but no matter how far he went, he always found himself back in front of the hut. His cries for help echoed through the woods until they suddenly stopped. The next morning, villagers found only a pile of fruit beside an enormous bird-like footprint. The boy was never seen again. Baba Yaga is a frightening old woman with long white hair, pale wrinkled skin, and a large crooked nose. Her thin, bony body is covered in torn, ragged clothes. She lives in a wooden hut standing on giant chicken legs and surrounded by human skulls and bone. If you ever encounter Baba Yaga, remain respectful and never challenge. In Slavic folklore, the arrogant and greedy often meet a terrible fate, while the wise have a better chance of leaving the forest alive. Yeti. A young mountaineer was trekking alone through the Himalayas when a powerful snowstorm forced him off the trail. As night fell, he discovered enormous human-like footprints in the snow and followed them deeper into the mountain. Then he heard a deep growl echo through the blizzard. Ahead of him, a massive figure emerged from the swirling snow. The mountaineer turned and ran, but heavy footsteps followed behind him, growing faster and closer with every second. Suddenly, his flashlight went out. The mountain fell silent. Weeks later, a search team found his backpack half buried in the snow. Nearby were enormous footprints leading into the wilderness. The tracks ended abruptly. The mountaineer was never seen again. The Yeti is described as a giant ape-like creature covered in thick white or gray fur. It walks upright, stands between 7 and 10 feet tall, and leaves behind massive footprints in the snow. According to Himalayan legends, if you discover unusually large footprints in remote snowy regions, do not follow them. Many stories warn that those who track the Yeti too far into the mountains never return. La Llorona. One night, a young father was walking home along a riverbank when he heard a woman crying in the distance. Mis hijos, my children. Curious, he followed the sound and saw a woman dressed in white standing beside the river. Her long black hair covered her face. The man called out to her. The crying stopped. Slowly, she turned around. Her face was pale and lifeless, and her eyes were completely black. La Llorona pointed at him. Then she vanished. Terrified, the man ran home. That night, he kept hearing a woman crying outside his house. By sunrise, the crying had stopped. He rushed to check on his children. Their beds were empty. His children were gone. Later, villagers found small footprints leading into the river. Beside them were the footprints of a woman. Then they disappeared. La Llorona appears as a ghostly woman dressed in a flowing white gown with long black hair covering her face. Her skin is pale and lifeless, and her eyes are often described as dark and hollow. She is said to wander near rivers and lakes while crying for her lost children. To survive a La Llorona encounter, legend says, never follow the sound of a woman crying for her children near a